Hello humans, Retro Rocket Man here again. Picked up this Ecto-1 from the Ghostbusters franchise. This is a cheaper version of the car. I think it's made by Hasbro. I picked it up from the Opp Shop, so I'm not entirely sure. Pretty basic, but it's got good bones, and I think it would make a good facsimile of the version of the car from Afterlife, the more recent movie. It's got some nice details, although it is lacking in other areas, so I'll have to try and sort something out with that. I'm going to start by taking it apart, because I'm going to give this an all-over respray. Fortunately, nothing's glued, so it's all just clipped in. So I'm just going to pop these things off and strip it down. It's a shame about the wheels. They don't turn all that well, but at least they're easy to remove. Just getting rid of some of these really basic stickers. Unfortunately, I won't be able to keep them, but I'll have to reprint some of my own. Just going to give the plastic a light sand with a sponge-based sander, just to take the shine off it and give the paint something better to stick to. Now we're outside and I'm going to hit it with a base coat or a primer. This is just a flat grey, just the preparatory stage, and hopefully it'll make life a bit easier when I come to do the top coats. I'm just spraying the areas that are going to be silver. I'm just using a chrome spray paint. Makes everything come up really nice. The front grille and tail light section as well. Just going to add that extra level of realism to it, as opposed to the flat grey plastic. Time for the white gloss finish on the body of the car and the roof. This is going to take a couple of coats. Using milliput, I've made some pillars. Unfortunately, I dripped some terps onto the finish and had to clean it off as best I could. No big deal though, I can fix that up later. It's going to be a rustic finish anyway because it's a beaten up version of the car. Now I'm applying the liquid black shoe polish to the undercarriage or the chassis, just to dirty it down, give it that weathered, grimy look. A lot of detail to this undercarriage. It's a pity the rest of the car didn't carry as much detail as what this did. It's funny because you don't actually see it. It's underneath. But it is what it is, and I'm still going to give it due attention anyway. Just weathering the front grille of the car just to make that grille pattern all pop and give me a nice contrast. Painting the windows, decided to give them obviously a painted finish because they're a solid plastic, not the clear window transparent type. So I'm going to give it a painted finish, make it give it a bit of an artistic feel with a bit of blue and white. After a few coats, I'm just stippling the final coat on top just to give it that nice texture, and affected them after using the blue and the white just to simulate, reflection, if you like, something like that. Anyway, just going to repeat the same process on all the windows, and it also gives it a nice contrast to the rest of the car too. Finish up, I'm just giving it a clear gloss varnish. This car is going to be rough. Having to make some of the other appointments on the car, so I'm utilising things from around the house. This is the cable tie, and I'm just cutting the end off it, and I'm going to create the hosing that you see on the side of the car. It'll become self-explanatory as time goes on. The assembly on the roof was lacking some detail, so I've made up my own little bespoke pieces to sit on top just to give it a bit more interest because it was quite basic, and now I'm just weathering it again with the shoe polish because this is old and beaten up and ravaged by time. Weathering the actual body of the car, and I'm just using the shoe polish to stain it and emulate grime and rust. I'm just dirtying down all the silver parts as well, getting into all those little corners where there might be grime and dirt build-up, and removing it while it's still wet, and obviously it leaves a little bit behind. the certain areas of the car where there's heavy rust, and I'm using brown shoe polish. Just applying it lightly and in strategic spots, just to give it that really aged and decrepit look. And with the combination of more black shoe polish, I can intensify it more. So there you have it, humans. That was a relatively quick video on this really basic toy, and I've given it some more details. That ladder was a pain in the ass to make, but I eventually made it. I used sprues from a model kit stuck together. It's really rough, but that's how it appears in the film, and this is my take on it. So I hope you enjoyed it, humans. This is Retro Rocket Man. I'll see you sometime in the next one. Over and out.